Happy Wednesday morning, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Medication. Today we are still in the first chapter of James. We're looking at verses 9, 10, and 11. Let the brother in humble circumstances glory his elevation as a Christian, called to the true riches and to be an heir of God. And the rich person ought to glory in being humbled by being shown his human frailty, because like the flower of the grass, he will pass away. For the sun comes up with a scorching heat and parches the grass. Its flower falls off and its beauty fades away. Even so will the rich man wither and die in the midst of his pursuits. And I remember back in high school, I was the oldest of four. And when I was in cheerleading, all the girls were wearing these white Keds sneakers. So I don't know if that puts a date on me or not, but I remember I wanted a pair so bad, but we never had money for extra things. My mom knew that I had wanted a pair, and we were at this department store, and I found a pair of white sneakers. And though they weren't the official Keds brand, my mom bought them. And I remember how crisp and white they were. And I just love these. I was so proud of these white tennis shoes. And then I wore them to school. And I remember that girl, that Debbie Downer, who so kindly, or rather not so kindly, pointed out that they were not Keds. And I remember the shame and the embarrassment that I felt. And I spent many years actually in my adult life working hard and probably living beyond my means. And sometimes I think it's probably due to those three words uttered by someone most likely that did not know the weight of their words. They're not Keds. James is reminding us of Jesus' teachings and the Proverbs' wisdom. And he grew up learning the commands and teachings of God, and he shares them with us here. Remember, he just taught us about needing wisdom. Now, I could say I need wisdom desperately with my words. And I ask God before I begin to write, let the words I say be yours and not mine. James is now saying that social status has no influence on your God status. Isn't that a great thing? We don't need the biggest house, the most expensive car, the black label clothes, the designer fragrances. We don't need these in order to be elevated and called to be a Christian. These verses show the two directional moves. First, the one in the humble circumstances is elevated. And then in verse 10, it says the rich person ought to glory in being humbled or brought low by being shown his human frailty, because we all follow the same circle of life. In Isaiah, in chapter 40, verses 6 through 8, we're told that the same thing with a little more detail. All flesh is as frail as the grass, and all that makes it attractive, everything that goes into making this thing beautiful, the kindness, its goodwill, its mercy from God, its glory, and everything that makes it beautiful to the eye, regardless of how good it is all transitory. Just like grass, flesh or people are transitory. They're going to wither, they're going to fade. So, knowing these words helps me focus more every day on the things in life that really matter. Investing my time in raising my children, volunteering for different reasons, speaking or spending less on personal wants, and supporting a ministry instead. In that verse 8 in Isaiah chapter 40, it says, the grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God will stand forever. As I read this again today, my prayer is that my focus will remain on my relationship and status with God, because that is where my loyalty and my inheritance lies. That's what's going to last, much more than focusing on my work and the pursuit of the American dream, which is never really attainable anyway. I hope that you've been encouraged today and that you have a wonderful day.